Oh, yeah. All right, here we are. It is my birthday. And so I'm just doing a kind of a casual live. Today is going to be a casual live. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to talk a little bit about but just a little about anything you guys want to talk about. We'll do a little Q&A. I've got some snacks. I've got a very special beer that I'm going to wait for Papa Geek to get on and enjoy with me. If you have, a beverage of your choice, get it ready. I am just kind of, just sipping on a little something right now. But today we're going to be talking about pretty much anything you guys want to talk about. It is my birthday today. Today I turned 41 years old, 41 years of age, and feeling good. I don't know if you guys saw I had a kind of a vanity picture up today on the YouTube channel. So it was sometimes you gotta do that. Sometimes you gotta show it off a little bit. So I took a little bit of a picture there. So anyway, guys, if you're just now joining, welcome. It's my birthday, and we're going to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Today is actually, I'm going to be doing a bunch of family things a little bit later today, but I wanted to hop on here and just say hi to everybody. And yeah, so let me know where you're coming from. Let me know that you're here, and we will get started. I've got some really good stuff from my friend Papa Geek. Hopefully he'll be on here in a little bit, and we can have some of these. I've never seen, I don't even know how to pronounce, I'm not even sure how to pronounce this. Hey, Cesare, thank you so much. It's nice to have you here. Stick around. We'll be kind of just hanging out. But I'm not even sure how to pronounce this. So take a look at this. This is a kind of a candy that Papa Geek sent me. If you're a fan of the channel, you've probably seen Papa Geek on this channel. There's for my English speaking mind, there's a lot of letters that don't normally go together. So I'm just reading this, a D and a J. You don't normally put those together in English. So jingle. So I'm not even sure what kind of candy this is. It is kind of, let's see, I'm looking at the back here. It's all in a language that I do not understand. So I'm going to make some guesses. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So it had, okay. I can sort of read on the back. They've got the, some of the, nutrition facts and okay. So they've got energia, which I'm assuming is calories. So, yeah, there are calories. Simple Jim, nice to have you here. Thank you so much, my friend. Let's see here. Yeah. Dav Lavi. Speaking of pronounceable, I'm sorry. Yeah, that does not look pronounceable. It's kind of, now I wonder what it is. Okay, so there's a picture of a monkey here, right? There's a picture of a monkey. It almost looks indecent what he's doing to this piece of candy. I don't know. It's he seems a bit too enthusiastic. I'm sure I'm reading too much into that, and it's not what it looks like. But it kind of looks, let's see here. So I'm not sure what it is. I had it in the refrigerator though. So I'm kind of letting it, kind of just letting my body temperature kind of warm it up a little bit. And then maybe when Papa Geek gets here, I'll be eating some with him. Now, if he doesn't get here, I'm still going to drink the beer. I'm still going to drink the beer either way. So if you've got him, keep him handy. I'm going to try to hold off a little bit because he sent me a very special beer from Scandinavia, I believe, or a Swiss beer. And so I'm going to have that. He also sent me one of these. Now, again, that makes more sense phonetically. That makes more sense. It's well, okay, I'm reading it backwards when I'm showing it to you. Marabou. That makes sense to me. Phonetically, those letters work. Now, when you get over here, though, Um, Again, it's an M and a J. You got two consonants right next to each other at the beginning. I don't know. Hey, good to have you here, Dan. Nice to see you. Hey, Rusty's here. Awesome. You're gonna drink your bite. You okay? What kind of energy drink do you like, Rusty? So, hey, if we're gonna have our vices, so I'm having a vice today. Here's a little bit of a seltzer. I'm just kind of, it's early. It's early in the day. This is my first celebratory drink of the day. I just had an amazing week training in Wyoming. I was invited out there. It was a huge honor to be invited by my friend now, my friend and mentor, Paul Hughes of Vivation International, to go. I mean, it was a deep dive, and I've never. Let me just say this, okay, you guys, if you're a fan of the channel, you'll know how big this is for me to say. I have never done so much breath work in my life than this past week. In my entire life, I don't care who I was training under, who I was training with, who I was teaching, no matter what I was going. This past week was the most breath work I've ever done in my life. There were sessions that went on for hours. And so Vivation is something that you're going to hear me talk about quite a bit in the future. So I'm insanely excited about it. And I got back late last night. Technically, I got back home today. I haven't really had much sleep, but you know what? It's my birthday, so I'm incredibly happy about that. So G Fuel. I've never even heard of G Fuel, Rusty, but hey, cheers. Here's to you. This is just a little seltzer getting me started, Ah, yes. Greetings. Hey, Zeus. Nice to have you here. Thank you so much for birthday greetings. I appreciate you guys being here. But yeah, so I was training with Paul Hughes last week, and Vivation is this amazing, it really is this amazing style of, it's really meditation. It's a style of meditation that is heavy into breath work. It's technically what was considered one of the original breath works. But it kind of is one of those things where a lot of people have heard of rebirthing. A lot of people have heard of holotropic breath work, but not a lot of people have heard of Vivation. And so I had a whole week of getting my mind blown, learning under a true master and just a really great friend now. So I'm just really happy. Wait a minute. Okay. So Rusty says, wait, Jesse, don't you always do breath work? Oh, full circle. Exactly. As my mentor, and Jesse Coomer tells me, okay, this is true. Okay. Touche, Rusty. Yes, we're always breathing. It's absolutely true. We are always breathing. And that means we are constantly sending signals. We're constantly having a conversation. Now, those of you guys who have taken my 6-week online course, now here's the thing. You might have noticed that I've retitled it. And it's because I've started teaching breath work. And I realize now that I've always been teaching it this way to some degree, but I've never really understood. It's sometimes you have these epiphanies, but literally the way the mind and body works, it's the same thing. But there is the conscious mind, there's the unconscious mind, and there is a language that you can use to communicate between the two parts of yourself, and that is breath. And so, yes, every breath you take, Rusty, you're absolutely right. Every breath you take, you are saying something. You're constantly having a conversation within yourself every time you take a breath. And you need to, and the thing is, in order to actually make this conversation worthwhile, you need to be able to listen. You need to be able to understand what it is that your body and mind is trying to say to you. And that's a great skill it takes some skill to achieve that. And then you need to know how to respond. And you need to understand that it's not, and I've said it a million times, but I'm going to stop saying it. It's not about control, right? And I've said it millions of times, and you hear it, we in the breathwork world, we talk about taking control of your autonomic nervous system, taking control. And the thing is, it really is more of a partnership. And so, guys, this is my 41st birthday today, and I will say that I've never felt more enthusiastic and energized. And I've been having a lot of just profound aha moments and some things. I'm not saying, the, things have been coming together, and I'm really looking forward to this next year. There's a lot of new things I'm going to be sharing with friends. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's see here. So Sham says, "Happy birthday! We thank you for all your teaching." Well, thank you, my friend. Hugs from Brazil. Your book arrives next week. Well, hugs, big bearded hugs from Indiana, my friend, my Brazilian friend. And I hope you love the book. That is, that book. It really was. It was one of those things that I was like, there's there's not a at the time there was no book like that, and so I was like, I need to write a book, the one that I wish was out there when I was getting started, and the one that I wished was out there not when I was getting started, but as I was trying to decipher everything. I had been in breathwork many years, and I was still trying to decipher things. So it was a great way for me to write something for people who are getting started, also so they can kind of skip the first 5 years of confusion, but also for people like myself. It was really also, I mean, I was kind of writing it for myself just because I needed to do a lot of research. I really wanted to understand it. And as a person who has been I'm a English professor, and my specialty is not literature. So a lot of English professors, like professors, generally take a specialty. So like an English professor, a lot of times will take a literature perspective, and they'll focus specifically on one era, one genre. And so, okay, maybe American literature, or early British literature, or things like that. I like those things, and I teach American literature at university, but my specialty, my focus has always been research and rhetoric. And so that what that is essentially finding out the truth and then learning how to explain it. And so, and so and so I was like, okay, this is this is what I've got to do in the book. So that's what I did in the book, and it's almost, let's see, it's a little bit over a year old, and I want to thank everybody who's purchased a copy, and for all the positive comments and all the kind reviews that I've gotten on Amazon and in emails and comments on Instagram and Facebook and here on YouTube. So thank you guys, and thanks for being here with me today, guys. I'm having a seltzer. It's super light. Okay. It's not Viking. Okay. I'm waiting to see if my Viking friend who sent me a Viking beer, if he's going to be on here, and I'm going to wait maybe another 15 minutes to see if he's going to show up. If he's not, then I'll drink a Viking beer with you. And then Papa Geek, you can watch on the replay, and I will toast to you, my friend, because it was really nice of him to send that beer. Maybe who knows? Maybe I'll wait a little bit longer. Let's see what we have here. So David says, I found your channel looking for a big sauna blanket. Happy birthday. Well, thank you, David. I'm so glad that was a helpful video. Here's the thing. So I'll just be honest. I didn't want to let anyone know that I was using a sauna blanket. It was, well, and hang on with me there for a second, because there's a whole culture around sauna, and I do love getting into a big heated box, right? There's a certain degree of a sauna is just a fantastic experience. You can experience with your friends. And there's a lot of science that goes into, heat therapy. But when all this craziness happened in 2020, and I don't need to tell you how crazy the world has gotten since then, and how crazy it was, and who knows? Maybe we'll start talking about that. But anyway, the point is, the world got really crazy and everything closed. And the gym where I normally did heat therapy, because I usually, my preference, I like saunas, but I also like steam rooms. Steam rooms are a little bit more intense. And if you know me, I'm all about intensity. And so I would go to the steam room and I would just boil, and then I would go take a cold shower, and then I would go back to the steam room and boil. I listened to a lot of audiobooks in the steam room, and I mean, it was just amazing. The sensations. I also like listening to music in the steam room, but you have to have, you do have to have earbuds that are waterproof. And what I would always do is just get really cheap earbuds that were kind of like, if they break, they break. But they were waterproof and they'd last for a little while. But yeah, but whenever all that got shut down, I was like, man, what am I supposed to do? I'm missing out on all of my fun. And so I got this sauna blanket, and it was awesome. It was, oh, wait a minute, Papa Geek's here. Hey, Okay, well, I will toast to you, Papa Geek. I was waiting for you to have this beer with me, and I've already discussed some of these. I'm going to taste these, and then yes, watch it on the replay. I will cheers to you. And I hope you have a Merry Christmas, my friend, and enjoy the time with your family and your daughter. So that is wonderful. And again, thank you from the bottom of my heart, Papa Geek. And so, guys, hey, we're gonna have a party. I need to finish this, and then I've got a beer. If while he's here, oh yeah, so yeah, here it is. Here it is. And I was just talking about this, Papa Geek. I would love to be able to say this word out loud. I know that it's a word. Like, guys, look, there is a word here, technically, but I don't think my mouth, I don't think my mouth knows how to say it. Maybe once I start eating it, then it's a salty licorice. Okay, I don't even know what that's going to be like, but we're going to taste some Junglevar. We're going to taste some of this, and then I'm going to eat some of this. Nothing beats chocolate, licorice, and beer, right? And so we're going to have some of that. I'm going to have the salty licorice here in just a minute. And hey, we're going to have a party. So guys, I know it's in some places it's kind of early, but we're going to, let's have a birthday party with me. And so I've got a little bit of this little seltzer here. This is kind of something light to get us started. And actually, you know what? Hang on. I'm going to go get this beer. I'll be right back. It's in the fridge, just like really close. Take a look at that. Take a look at that. Hey, Moose Mans. Thank you so much for being here. Good to have you here, man. Oh no, okay. I'm going to get a bottle opener. All right. This will have to do. This will have to do. Here we go. Okay. All right. So I've got this. Look at this. Look at this. A fine beer. Let's see here. It's an Imperial stout. So good call, my friend. And I'm going to pour it in. Woo-hoo-hoo. Look how dark that is. It's like chocolate. All right. Papa Geek, this is to you. And also everybody here. I want to thank you guys. This channel, it means a lot to me. And seeing you guys' names pop up and having you guys here really does mean a lot to me. I've been doing this channel since 2018. And I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of great people. And I see your comments and I see your conversations. And I'm incredibly grateful. Here is to you guys. So if you have a drink handy, go ahead and raise your glass and cheers. Oh, yeah. But I just now realized I said the wrong word because this is Papa Geek. My Viking friend, Skull. Yeah, Timothy, raise your water, raise whatever. Just do a high five. Oh my God. So this is delicious. Papa Geek he's probably logged off by now, but I got to say, this is dangerously good. So, hey, maybe we'll have like a 5-hour live session and just see how weird we can get. So anyway, yeah, this year has been crazy, guys. If you have any questions, I wouldn't call it an ask me anything type of a thing, but if you have any questions like that, feel free to ask. We'll get into it. Let's see, Alex, thank you so much. David, thank you. Let's see, Timothy, happy birthday. Thank you for all your service to people in health. Thank you so much, my friend. Hey, Kelly, nice to have you here. So anyway, Sandra D, let's see, is it okay to post links? Got one for how to pronounce. Oh, do please. Yes, I want to know how to pronounce this, and then I will speak it, and maybe everybody can listen to it as well. So yeah, if you want to post a link, go right ahead. Keith, let's see here. How's it going, Keith? Let's take a look here. Keith says, "Happy birthday to the bearded one." The bearded one. Thanks for being a promoter of the Wim Hof, who I met in 2016. Hey, that's when I met him too. Always appreciate your cheerfulness piece from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Oh, my Irish brethren. So my last name, Coomer, is from, as far as I understand, is Gaelic. It comes from Gaelic. And there's a few different stories that I've been told. One is it comes from Coombe, which is like a valley. Or actually, a friend of mine said Coomer is almost like sea dog. So you tell me. I'm not sure if you speak Gaelic, but my Irish friend, that is supposedly where my last name comes from. So hey, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. Let's see, a quick overview of supplements I currently take, says Moose Mans. Yes, let's talk about that. I love that. And as we do that, I'm gonna start a new supplement, which is whatever this word is, and let's see, Sandra, if you if you give me if you have a link to help me pronounce this, I would love that. So okay, so and I talk about supplements. I've talked to Elena Saranova, Dr. Elena, and you've seen her on this channel. She's been on this channel a lot. She's really been a good friend lately, or not just lately, but she's I met her quite a few months back, and it's been really great getting to know her and working with her. So okay, this is what this looks like. Okay, and it is salty. Okay, now I'm getting to the licorice part. Maybe I need more beer. Okay, Sandra just posted it. I can't see it, but I'm going to find it. Okay, now this is the kind of candy that gets in your teeth. It's like stuck in there. Like, okay. Papa Geek. Okay, so I can tell this is not, okay, let's face it, we all love sweet and salty, right? Having that combination of sweet and salty. The salty really strikes you quickly. Like, it really is a very pronounced, very salty, and then you don't really taste the sweet until you continue to eat it. And it's challenging to eat. Okay, Sandra posted it. I can't see it though. Where is it? Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find the link and see if I can pronounce this thing. It's like there is a it's like there is a now it's really stuck. Okay, I'm looking for your post so that I can pronounce this thing. But I don't see it. Tell you what, Sandra, if you go to my Instagram or my Facebook, you can send me maybe something there. Maybe we should do an entire episode on it. All right, but hey, okay, while I'm waiting on that. It's stuck in my, okay, hang on. I'm sorry. Excuse my manners there. Okay, so let's talk about supplements. So Mooseman's asked, could you give a quick overview of the supplements you currently take? So I take a lot of supplements, and I grew up in a nutrition home. So for 20 years, my family owned and operated a nutrition store. So I grew up that way. So much. Okay, I'm going to eat more of these later. I'm going to wash it down. This is delicious. Papa Geek, you're the best. Okay, so I grew up in a nutrition family. We had a nutrition store for 20 years. So an enormous amount of my life, I was working in and around supplementation, nutrition, and learning all about it. And I've always been the kind of guy to really dig deep and dive in. And so, oh man, I know this is why Papa Geek sent this to me. He's like, okay, I'm going to play a trick on Jesse. He's going to eat this licorice stuff on air, and then he's going to be picking it out of his teeth the entire rest of the day. Anyway, okay, back to the nutrition thing. So I've been taking a lot of different supplements. So this is kind of my general overview. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That's just one little piece, and it's like, okay. So in the mornings, I'll take. I really in the morning try to do things to boost my testosterone. So I want my testosterone to be as good as it can be. I want to keep healthy hormones. So I really try to work with my circadian rhythm. So I'll take my vitamin D, some vitamin K2. I'll take fish oil. I take a lot of fish oil. And I can see a difference in the way I feel and the way I act and my performance in the gym with fish oil. So I do. Let's see here. Here it is. Okay. Pause just for a minute. Cassandra sent me. It's not Sandra, it's Sandre, isn't it? Now that I see your picture. Okay, here it comes. Okay, I'm going to take a look. And then I'll play it for everybody because okay, here it comes. How to pronounce. Here it comes. Okay. So it's going to play. Yeah, there's no way I was going to get that. Okay. I'm not even going to. Okay, here it comes. Here it comes. Djungelvrål. Did anybody catch that? Okay, so. Djungelvrål. There's no way I was going to say that. Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate that. I never would have gotten that without you. I don't. And the thing is, that's the funny thing with language because, there's a lot of these. I mean, English. The funny thing is, Indian, like Hindi, the Indian languages, all the different dialects, they have the same roots. They have the Indo-European languages. Like they all come from the same thing, and it's so hard, in the year 2021, to imagine these things coming from the same things because there's been so much drift and so much change over the years. Sandre, thank you again for that. I appreciate it. Anyway, so that is that. Oh, you're in the background. Oh my gosh. So, hey, Papa Geek, thanks again. This is to you, Skull. Oh, speaking of Vikings, I found this out today. If you're a fan of the show Vikings, which I am, until later, okay, and for those of you who are into the show, you tell me, after Ragnar died, it kind of for a little while. Anyway, so the woman who plays Lagatha, apparently she and I share the same birthday. So, it's not Ragnar. I kind of wanted to be born on the same day the actual historical Ragnar was born, but hey, I'll take it. Anyway, so back to the supplements. So I'll take vitamin D. I take a lot of vitamin D. It's D3. I'll take about 10,000 IUs, and then I take about 100 milligrams of vitamin K2 to counterbalance the hyperabsorption of calcium. And then I take ashwagandha every day. So I take a lot of ashwagandha, to be honest. So ashwagandha, ginseng. I take Tongkat Ali. Some of you guys might have heard of it, also known as Long Jack. So I take that pretty much every single day. Every morning when I get up, I'll take that on an empty stomach. And there's a few brands that I use that are kind of blends that kind of blend these things together. I don't necessarily want to go into those brand names, but I do also take DMAE. So some of you guys might have seen my review of Alpha Brain. So Joe Rogan's company that he owns, on it. They have a product called Alpha Brain. Uh, I took that for a little while, but then there's been a lot of experimentation that I've done with nootropics. And to be honest, I take Alpha GPC. I don't take Alpha GPC every single day. I only take Alpha GPC on days when I know I've really got to be on it for a long, consistent amount of time. Like, and man, I'm pretty on it anyway, but when it comes to, I really need to stay sharp and be able to learn well. That is whenever I'm like, okay, I need to take some Alpha GPC. But on a daily basis, I take DMAE, and I forget exactly what my dosage is. I think it's like 250 milligrams of DMAE every single day. And I take that for two reasons. One is it's an acetylcholine precursor, but it's also got a lot of neuroprotective effects for the brain. And so, hey, you know what? My goal is to live a long and healthy life, and I'd like to be able to remember my kids' names and my grandkids' names late into my age. So I want to start protecting my brain now, as opposed to, waiting until things get bad. Right. Nice to have you here, brother. So, hey, okay. I got to say, it's good to have you here. I've recently had a lot of Star Trek conversations, so I was thinking of you recently. We were talking about how Star Trek Enterprise had like 1 or 2 really good seasons, and then it got canceled way too soon. So I was thinking of you. Hey, Detroit 470 is here too. My wonderful brother. Hey, cheers to you, my friend. Cheers to all of you guys. Nice to have you here. Oh, thank you so much for that. Keep spreading the love, encouragement, wisdom within. Absolutely. Absolutely. Cheers. Wow. Yeah. Papa Geek. That is a dangerously awesome beer. Now, the funny thing is, it doesn't have, like, I'm not sure how to read the alcohol content of this, because it says, like, it's got like an umla over a 0 point. It's like 0.11% alcohol. So is it just 1%? Is it like less than 2% alcohol? It doesn't feel like that. It seems to have a pleasant effect there. But hey, it doesn't really matter. It's delicious. Yeah, auto type. I get you, Detroit. Okay. So I also take, of course, you guys know I take NMN now. And I was taking resveratrol for the longest time. I had it on like a reorder thing, like a subscription. And for some reason, I guess like supply chains messed up, and they just said, "Hey, I'm sorry, we can't fulfill your orders." So I haven't been taking resveratrol for a while now. I'd say I've been off of resveratrol for about a month. And instead, I use olive oil. I have extra virgin olive oil. I'll try to take a shot of that and try to eat plenty of olive oil. Just really be liberal use of olive oil. Sorge. Hi, Jesse. Happy birthday. Thank you for the information videos. They help me, and your positivity is contagious. Enjoy the sweets. Yes, thank you, my friend. And then you see you have a quick question. Okay. Let's see. I do Wim Hof breathing. Cool. Every day, and shower cold every day. I feel great doing it. However, okay, I'll get to that question in just a minute. I'm on the supplements side here for a minute. Because I've talked a little bit about it, but that was a great question, Moose Man. So let's keep going on that. So I also take, I try to make sure I get plenty of my minerals in a day. So I try to keep my zinc up. So I use ionic zinc, and I just put it in water that I drink throughout the day. But in the morning, I also take TMG. I just started taking TMG about a month ago. And I feel good about that. What else? But a lot of adaptogens, things that are going to boost my testosterone. I'll take those early in the day. And then generally I'll take some more fish oils. Usually I try to get more fish oils in, maybe at lunch and dinner. I try to make sure I get plenty of omega-3s. And then at dinner time, that is whenever I take my things so that I can turn off the mTOR and turn on those positive, those longevity genes. So I'll take berberine or cinnamon. So I take those after dinner to really help get my blood glucose down. Alpha lipoic acid also is something I'll take to keep my blood sugar low, especially because I want to make sure I want mTOR during the day. I want to make sure I'm building and becoming stronger, really helping my body to recover. But then I want to go into that other state where it encourages sirtuins. So I do a lot of that after dinner so that from dinner to breakfast, I get nothing but sirtuin action. I should be doing more fasting. I just don't. I've done a lot of fasting in my life, but I've been on kind of lately. I've just kind of been off of the fasting kick. So I know I need to do more of it, and yeah, it's something eventually I will get back into. But it's just for as far as performance goes, I find that when I do intermittent fasting, I have reduced effectiveness in just what I'm trying to do. So I know it's not a great excuse, but for the time being, I generally will eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I make sure to get 0 calories between dinner, which I generally finish dinner. I usually try to eat early. So I finish dinner usually around 6 p.m. and I eat breakfast about 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning the next day. So I try to get 0 calories in for at least 12 hours, if not longer, just so that I at least get some time where there's just 0 calories going in. And of course, with that berberine and that cinnamon brings my blood sugar down so that I can activate my sirtuins and deactivate the mTOR pathways. So yeah, so that's a brief glance at my supplementation. I do. I'm trying to think. I know I take other supplements, but off the top of my head, I don't know how you guys are, but I have I line them up so that I just always, okay, take this one. Okay, take this one. I've been thinking about doing a mukbang. Have you guys heard of mukbang? Like these, and it's a terrible thing, right? These mukbang things are these people that they'll go online and they just overeat. They just they gorge on like hamburgers and pizza and all this garbage. I thought about maybe doing a mukbang for my my supplements in a day, but it would have to be. I don't want to double dose. I don't want to just take a bunch of pills that I don't need to take. So it's like, well, when I first wake up, I don't feel like making any YouTube videos. I'm like, I'm not really that bad in the mornings, but I don't really feel like making a YouTube video immediately when I wake up. So maybe eventually I'll do it. But anyway, so thanks for that question, Moose Man. That was a good question. Sorge, I'm going to get to your question now. So Sorge says, so he says, however, I never feel warm after the breathing. Should I? Will that ever come? So, okay, I don't care what you do. You're going to hear a lot of people make a lot of claims. But okay, so this question is with regards to doing the Wim Hof method and will I feel warm in the cold? And so I think it's kind of a difficult way to people talk about this in a lot of different ways. The reality is the cold will always be cold. So the cold is always going to feel cold. It's kind of like if you've ever learned, like I play guitar, okay? Those strings are always the strings. The keys are always the keys. Everything, the guitar doesn't change, I change, right? So there was a time whenever it was impossible for me to play a G chord, right? Or it was impossible for me to play a song. And it's the same exact guitar, but I have changed the way that I perceive the guitar. So now when I sit down, I da 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 da, and I don't even really think about it that much. It's the same with the cold. So, and this is regardless if you're doing Wim Hof method or you're just doing cryotherapy or whatever. And it really applies. But let's talk about the cold specifically. What will happen is you're going to go out into the cold. You're going to feel the cold, but you've trained and your body, the hormetic process occurs. And that means your body adapts. And so while the temperature is still cold, and it's not like can you imagine how bad that would be though? Just think about this. It would be bad if you walked outside and it was cold outside and you could not tell that it was cold. Like you walk outside and you're like, I feel warm in a very literal sense. I guess it's a warm day, and this is where I think there's a lot of people that have misconceptions about this kind of training. Like I've had some people reach out. I had this woman reach out one time and she said, my husband says I shouldn't train in the cold because I'm already very warm natured. And that means if I train in the cold, I'll hate the heat. Right. So if I train in the cold, that means her husband was telling her, don't train in the cold because that means if once you get adapted to the cold, that means the heat is going to be that much hotter. And that's just not the way it is. The heat is still heat. The cold is still cold. It's just that your body adapts. Your hypothalamus learns, okay, I can regulate, I can thermal regulate more effectively. Your circulation changes so that you can insulate your internal organs and you can be safe out in the cold. Like for instance, I was in Wyoming last week and it was snowing and I was walking around barefoot and just loving it. Like the thing is, if you've never walked around barefoot in the snow, you should. But if you've never walked around barefoot in the snow, you shouldn't do it very much, right? I've walked a lot in the snow. And so my feet are very trained. And so it's a very pleasurable experience, but it does get to the point where I know that it's cold. It's never hot, right? So your perception of cold and heat won't necessarily change. What really changes is what really changes is your degree of suffering from it. So I can go outside or I can take an ice bath or something like that. Oh man, yeah, that's cold, right? I get all these physiological changes. The locus coeruleus will send norepinephrine to my body. And then but I'm not suffering from it, So yeah, I think there's a lot of misconceptions that float around about how this works. And actually, when I remember, and not to go on and on about it, but hey, cheers, skull. Not to go on and on about it, but I do remember when I first started, I wondered about this too. And there was a video early on. It was early. There's on YouTube. You can find anything. And that's why this channel, it's not as sensational, but it's legit. Like what I'm telling you is the truth. But I remember there was this one video that was going around on YouTube early in my practice. So it was like 2014. And there's these kids that they go out and they're inspired by Wim Hof. They find it's like in the middle of winter, they find a creek that's ice cold. And then they get into it and they're all saying, I feel hot. I feel heat. And you can say that, but it's still cold water. It's not like the water feels hot. You might feel like, hey, I'm fine. That's really the magic place. That's where it's like, hey, I'm out in the cold, but I'm not suffering from the cold. I still feel the cold. I haven't like made my nervous system just completely go numb. Anyway, so not to beat that into the ground, but yeah, that's a great question. Thank you so much for that question. All right, let's see here. Let's see. I work in fulfillment. Saying supply chain is messed up would be an understatement. Yeah, supply chain, yeah, is just a crazy thing. And it gets in the way of my supplements. I have this also. I have a terrible habit. And so I'm drinking my truth serum. So I have a terrible habit of eating protein bars and calling that a meal. And a protein bar is not a meal. A protein bar is the most processed. I mean, there are good ones out there, but there's a lot of protein bars are delicious. They taste really good, but they're processed foods. I mean, nothing about a protein bar for the most part. There are some natural ones, very good ones out there, but most protein bars are just kind of like a candy bar plus they add protein, or it's a candy bar, like a sugar-free candy bar plus protein. And a lot of times I will get those and I'll call that a meal. And I had that on order, like a regular consistent order. And I'm actually, it's a good thing that they had supply chain issues. So I haven't had that temptation in a while. So let's see here. Let's see. Please share your wisdom if you feel comfortable on celibacy or later. Okay. So celibacy. I'm not sure if I have any wisdom on that though, um, because I'm married. I'm not a celibate. Um, I respect people who, if you want to be celibate, that's a powerful choice. That's a very powerful choice. But I am a married man, and so I do not. I'm not a practitioner of that. Um, I would say, to young people, though, I'm 41, and I've had a lot of experiences. I didn't get married. Actually, what's funny? Okay, guys. Here comes some stuff. So I met my wife. This is me and my wife's. Don't tell her I said that. I know how we've been married 11 years. So it's our anniversary of our first date. So our very first date was the day before my 30th birthday. And I didn't want to make it all about my birthday. And I was a little self-conscious because I was turning 30. And she was significantly younger than 30. Um, I just didn't mention it. I mean, it's not like she was a teenager, okay, guys. I was in grad school, she was an undergrad, okay? So there's about 6 years difference between us. And so I didn't say anything about it, and then she saw on Facebook the next day was my birthday, and she's like, "Why didn't you say anything?" But uh but yeah, I mean, I will say that I there's a lot of our culture that makes what we should consider intimacy into a handshake, into a we make sex into this thing that you need to accumulate it or look at it like a conquest, or look at like, you judge yourself if you're not, going out there, really getting some. And ultimately, um when deep down inside, I firmly believe deep down inside we have the desire to make a real connection with another human being, and that's what drives us. And it gets hijacked by peer groups, by our culture, and it turns into this thing where that drive gets hijacked, and it's like, well, no, yeah, that thing you feel, that very pure desire to share your life with another person and to have real intimacy with another human being, what happens is it gets hijacked, and people say, well, that feeling, that's not you wanting to have a real connection to another human being that, is very meaningful. That's just sex drive, man. Just go out and bang. And I fell for it. I think a lot of people fall for it. I think it's very, very common, and it's a shame because it cheapens probably one of the best things in life, which is finding a soulmate, finding a partner, finding someone who is really um the person that you walk the rest of your earthly life with. And um and it's not always easy. Like, I think anybody here that's been married for any significant amount of time, or even if you've been in a relationship for a good dedicated relationship for a significant amount of time, you realize that it's an important thing to, and it's a lesson in checking yourself. I know that I've grown immensely because of my wife. And so I would say, with regards to celibacy, I would, it's something after, I'm 41 now. Looking back, um, I would say don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it. Especially now, again, I do not practice celibacy. I am married, but it's something that don't be ashamed of it. Don't feel like you have to throw that away just to feel good about yourself. Seeking genuine intimacy that's what that urge is. The real deep down desire is to have a real powerful connection with another human being that loves you and that you love, and that you're going to have to grow a lot. You're both going to have to grow a lot. So I don't know if that really answers your question, but thank you for that question. It's not it's one of those subjects that I know a lot of people have different feelings about. This is just mine. right? It's just mine. But I will say that I wish I wish I hadn't looked. I think a lot of us we fall for this. It's this switch. Hey, I want to connect. I have a very genuine, very um, pure desire to connect with another human being and form a real relationship. And then these other forces come in and say, no, what that is just sex drive. Go out and bang. And and it makes for great movies and music and hey, makes for fun, crazy, memories, I guess. But ultimately what that drive is you're wanting to really connect with another human being. So that's, I guess, what I'll say about that. Thank you for that question. Happy birthday, brother, says Andy Jarrett. Andy, hey man. Okay, so Andy, I saw that you see. Here's the thing: I haven't done the big reveal for the convergence because it is on. Okay, the convergence is on for next year. So I'm going to North Carolina. Rob and I. This is going to be an even more powerful experience. We've got, I mean, all the cool stuff that we had last time, and then it's just amplified. So it's going to be amazing. The Convergence 2022. But Andy, I saw you already got your ticket, my friend. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there, brother. And let's see here. You're busy working at your beverage store. Well, hey, cheers to you, my friend. And I look forward to seeing you. So Keith, you don't speak Gaelic, okay? But you must have known. You must know slant pronounced. Hey, I love it. Let's see. I'm reading this, and I don't want to mispronounce slant. I already did. I just did there, didn't I? All right. Let's see here. Going through here, guys. Thanks so much for being here. And again, this community means a lot to me, and I really do appreciate you guys, your comments, your shares, the likes, the subscribe. I mean, it really does mean a lot. So I appreciate it. The emails that I get a lot of emails, a lot of questions, a lot of, sometimes just testimonials. It's like, hey, I was trying this. I really want to thank you. So I appreciate that. So Moose Man's coming back to the vitamins. Hey, thank you, Randall, for the birthday wishes. Moose Man's come back. Do you take any specific vitamins like vitamin C or vitamin B complex? I do not. So I used to take, and actually I still have a bunch of vitamin C, but I don't really take it that much. And B vitamins I don't take anymore. I have taken those in the past, but what I have found is that those vitamins I can get in high enough amounts to do anything I really needed to do in my diet. So I do a lot of green leafy vegetables in my diet. So it's very rare that I will go a day without eating cruciferous vegetables, which are high in those things. And of course, B complex. I eat a lot. I'm a meat eater, and so I do get some of my B vitamins there. And of course, I eat a lot of nuts as well. So I eat a lot of almonds. I eat a lot of cashews. I do a lot of meals that are completely plant-based, and those meals are always really high in micronutrients. And the funny thing is they're high in micronutrients, but generally I have a lot of macros in there as well, because, I eat a lot of almonds, a lot of cashews. And when I want a treat, and I know it sounds like some people, when they hear that, they're like, a treat. Okay, you're eating almonds and cashews. What do you eat whenever you want a treat? A candy bar? No. I will eat pecans. Pecans are just like my favorite nut. And I know that sounds kind of probably a little, it's almost pathetic, right? But no, I'm serious. I eat a lot of those. There's all sorts of great B vitamins. Your vitamin C I get through the green leafy vegetables. So thanks for that question. I do take hey, one thing though, Moose Mans, just to let you know, I do take, and I'm going to do a review over this particular supplement in the next few months because I believe in it so much. I started taking magnesium L-threonate about 6 months ago. Might have been longer, and I just never mentioned it. But I've been taking magnesium L-threonate before bed, and I'm just saying it's revolutionized my sleep. My sleep is infinitely better because of it. And so I take, I don't remember exactly what the dosage is, but I will take magnesium L-threonate before I go to bed, and it's just absolutely, it's a dream. I also take zinc magnesium aspartate before bed. So I take a lot of magnesium, a lot of zinc. So when it comes to minerals, yes, I do take specific minerals. When it comes to vitamins, I generally don't. Nothing against it. I just generally, I've already taken enough pills, so I just try to keep it down. So it's awesome. I'm so glad you're still here, my friend. Thank you so much for answering that. He says that helps a lot in the sense I'm feeling like I'm progressing. Yes, it's all about enjoying. The thing, and again, every modality, that I do, whether it's Wim Hof method, Buteyko, I'm really getting into that even more so. I've been into that for many years, and many of you guys know that. If you've taken any of my courses, I do a lot of CO2 training, which is not necessarily Buteyko, like in a strict sense, but it's inspired by Buteyko. If you're in the Patreon club, last month I had a post that was a guided meditation using CO2 tolerance training. So you've got this uncomfortable feeling that you need to maintain, and then we talk about affirmations during that. So I'm heavy into that. But no matter what modality, whether it's that, Vivation is another one that you're going to hear me talk about a lot, because it's you want it, my friends. It's The world is about to really change. I've got a lot of good things coming, but no matter what it is, just let it go, release, just surrender to the moment. That is the primary thing that you find in every modality. Just relax. Rusty walked around barefoot in the snow the other day. See, I don't have any snow here in Indiana. Yeah, be careful. Yeah, it's always, you want to be real careful with that. Hey, Pigak says, Jesse Kummer, I suffer from chronic stress. All right. It's like I'm fine 4 days. And then the fifth day, okay, I get extremely bad for the whole day. I practice daily cold showers. Should I stop doing it? So thank you for that question. Cold shower, fantastic way to train ourselves to deal with stress in a better way, in a stronger, better way. It's what we call stress inoculation in some cases. So it's like getting inoculated from stress. But in some cases, I would recommend a person to skip a day. And in cases where and this is one of those weird things, because sometimes a cold shower is exactly what you need to break the stress. Other times, it's like, just a little bit more stress than you needed that day. That's where it really pays to listen to yourself, learn to how to listen to yourself, and how to, and also think about what led to the stress, if there is anything. I am a big fan of liking myself. I'm a big fan of being nice to myself. And I think you should be too. So don't worry. Hey, I've been taking cold showers and today I'm extra stressed. For some people, a cold shower is perfect. And honestly, whenever I talk with my friends about, oh man, I'm stressed out, normally what they say is go take an ice bath or go take a cold shower. But, listen to yourself and maybe get in there and just and start a cold shower and see what it does. Be really mindful, be really aware. And if it's not doing what you want it to do, if it's not helping, just take that nice warm shower and relax. So just be nice to yourself. That's really the big one. Let's see here. I'm going to take just a couple more and then I'm going to get off of here because I need to. I've been away from my family for a while and I want to enjoy having a day with them. Let's see. Mandy, you've got a great point about celibacy there. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Rockanor, thank you so much. Happy birthday from the UK. Well, thank you so much from Indiana. Big bearded hugs. Let's see. Hey, and Keith, I appreciate that comment. Very good at breaking down the Wim Hof method into layman's language. I appreciate that. That's why I got into teaching, and that's why I think it's important. My goal is to try to help understanding. That's what a teacher tries to do. So I appreciate that. That's a really nice comment. You made my birthday, my friend. Let's see here. Happy birthday. Thank you so much, Kathleen. And yes, happy first breath day. Exactly. I like that. It's the first thing we do. So, guys, I want to thank you all for being here. I need to get off of here so I can go enjoy my family a little bit more. Big thanks to Papa Geek for this beer, which I am about to finish. And I'm not going to do the chug it. I'm an American. Okay, we do that, but I'm going to savor every drop of this. I really do appreciate it. And Mandy, yes, I do a lot of earthing as well, and I'm working on a really big video on that one. So stay tuned. That's probably not going to happen until next year, but that's something that's going to happen. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Again, you've made my birthday so much better. This is a very important community to me. And so I really want to thank you for being here. Thanks for all your comments and your likes. Sharing videos from this channel is just a huge, huge help. And it really supports this channel. Martin. Hey, Martin, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that so much. Cheers to you, my friend. Guys, thanks so much for being here. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for making my birthday so much better. And don't forget to go out there and be kind to one another. Bye-bye.